Good morning. Thank you for watching. Another beautiful Lord's Day. A little bit cooler than it has been. We're thankful for that. Still looking for some rain. Uh, but today I've got a lot of sick folks and some folks have passed away. Uh, and like to remember them. First of all, I've got a friend of mine at work, his grandson. He's had a lot of surgeries. He had a accident, and he's had a lot of surgeries over the past few years. His name is Charlie Purtle. We want to pray for him, and he's had surgery just recently, and hopefully he'll be getting better. He's a young man and full of energy, and we need him back to good health. We're praying this morning for Brandon Schwartz. He's waiting on test results. He's had cancer in the past, and they're testing him again to see if his cancer has come back. So we want to try to remember him. Another fellow that I went to school with, his name is Mike Henniger. He's in the hospital with pneumonia in both lungs, so he's in bad shape too. We need to pray for him. He also lost a brother, Don Henniger, this past week, and he passed away of COVID, and we want to pray for him and his family and his mother, and they're a good family. Mike and Don and Marty, and we'd like to pray for all of those, all of them. We'd like to still pray for Nada Heatherly. She's still recovering. She's been pretty sick. That's another good family we need to pray for. Been in the community for forever, and need to pray for them. Joey Farrell, he's recovering at home. We need to pray for him, and hoping that he has a full recovery. And we want to extend our sympathy to the family of Ray Moore. He passed away, and we'd like to remember them in our prayers. So thank you for all that, and I'd also like to remind you about my aunt. I talked to her yesterday, and she's getting better. Thank you for your prayers on that, and hopefully she'll get to be coming home soon, and she's doing real good in the recovery, and trying to get straightened back out. So thank you for your prayers on that, and keep praying for her. This morning we're going to still talk about some stuff in Proverbs. Man, Proverbs, I tell you, it's just full of stuff. And if we all would go by what's in Proverbs, we wouldn't have a thing to worry about. We'd be doing good. This morning we're going to talk about what the Lord hates. The Lord hates 6 things. In fact, 7 are detestable to him: arrogant eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that plots wicked schemes, feet eager to run to evil, a lying witness who gives false testimony, and one who stirs up trouble among the brothers. That's a lot of stuff right there to cover, but those are things that mean a lot to the Lord, and they're things that He wants us to stay away from. This may seem like a negative subject, but on the other hand, we have a positive and definite declaration that the Lord hates these things, and these 7 evils are so prominent in the world. We would do well to look at them for a little while in their ugliness, so that we may hate them too. Although we call these 7 abominations, it is possible to read into them that the Lord hates the first 6, and the 7th is one that He really loathes. It doesn't really matter though. We know that He hates them, and these are the things that only which are claimed to be an abomination to the Lord. But we also have lying lips, the sacrifice of the wicked, the way of the wicked, he that justifies the wicked, he that condemns the just, divers weights and measures. All of these are an abomination to the Lord. Going back to our original list, it's not difficult to see these evils in the people of the world. Proud or haughty eyes are hated by all those who are looked upon by them. Even those with haughty eyes themselves hate when they are looked upon by them. Haughty eyes are a hateful assumption of authority, of superiority, and on the part of the weak and foolish man. I don't know if you know anybody that's like that. I have known people, and I have seen how they have turned out, and it's not been good. You know, they look at you like they are better than you are, and that's not true. They have issues, and all of these things that I've mentioned here so far. We need to stay away from those things. And what can we do about people that we know or that are like that? We can pray for them, and that's what the Lord would want us to do, is pray for them, and that they would get away from those things. A lying tongue is condemned even by liars. No one likes to deal with the untruthful, and even the most untruthful usually retain some degree of value, enough to dislike even being labeled a liar. But it's not only an outright lie that we should be concerned with. Politicians and lawyers, perhaps, who are well known for distorting the truth or bending it, would resent the suggestion that they are liars. But a slight exaggeration can have the effects of a lie, and a little may be a little worse in some cases. A gross exaggeration, for example, doesn't cause much harm. It is a foolish form of speech, no doubt, but it isn't set out to deceive. A slight exaggeration, on the other hand, is often believed and may be passed on again and again, exaggerated a little more each time, and a destructive lie is produced. Care must be taken to speak the truth and only the truth. On our third item, the list is hands that shed innocent blood. There is an ever readiness to condemn such violence. How about alcohol-fueled muggings and murders in our streets? How about the gangs of youth preying on the innocent and vulnerable as they walk home at night? I think about all the killing that's going on in Chicago and our big cities, and all the horrible places, the big cities in the United States, and not only the United States, it's everywhere. But we have a lot of killings going on, and that's just not right. It's wrong. We need to get away from that. We need to pray for these folks. If you ask these offenders if they were capable of murder, they would say no, but put them in the wrong situation with men who have no personal quarrel and are innocent of an offense against each other will make haste and shed innocent blood. You say we would never commit murder, but let us be careful not to commit murder in our heart. And we would be wise to listen to the words of John in 1 John 3:15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. The heart that devises wicked imaginations is fourth. You might think that this is the same as the lying tongue, but it's not quite the same. Many wicked imaginations do arise, though, through a lying tongue. It is possible for very evil thoughts to ever reach the tongue or even become an action. Even the most active are sometimes still, and most talkative are sometimes silent. But our thoughts and imaginations are always with us, even when we are asleep. Although our outward actions may be righteous, carrying out the laws of God, all the while we may be building up wrongful thoughts in our heart, and God, who looks upon the heart, will be displeased with what He sees. That's saying that we cover up a lot of things. We may be trying to look outward look good for people, when really, we're thinking bad things in our heart, and thinking bad things about people, and not forgiving them for things that they've done to us, and wanting to get even with them. That's all bad stuff. We need to let all that go, and ask God to forgive us for that. The feet that are swift in running to mischief. This describes a person who hastens to carry out evil plans. Not only do they despise wicked purposes, but they do put their evil thoughts into practice as well. As one thing to plan evil and another thing to actually do evil. You will notice that these are swift to run to mischief. No doubt the gossiper would fit into here just fine. One who hears a juicy tale which may or may not be true and swiftly hastens to repeat it to another. The sixth is a false witness that speaketh lies. While essentially is the same as a lying tongue, this refers to a particular aspect of lying. One might lie to save themselves or their reputation, or ordinarily they might be some measure of an excuse. A witness, though, is someone who stands in a position of responsibility, whether it's in a court of law or in church, for example. But as followers of Christ, there is an extremely heavy responsibility on us as witnesses for Christ. We must either hold back any virtual truth, or put forth any, nor put forth anything that is false when it comes to from the Word of God. The law of Moses spoke on this subject. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, Exodus 20, verse 16. The seventh is arguably the most abominable of them, and he that soweth discord among brethren. You will note that this person is described as one who soweth. A sower makes plans. He must cultivate and prepare the soil, and then he spreads the seed. His work is permeated. It is the way the writer described one who spreads discord among brethren. Here are some of those who there are some of those who cannot have their own way, then they will seek to destroy. They cannot control what is happening, so they go about discredit or defame others, and generally they commit the other abomination beforehand, and that they are they offer lies and falsehoods. God hates all sin, but these seven sins are particular that the Lord describes as an abomination to Him. Each one of us must be on our guard against these sins. You will notice that each one of these can be attributed to the originating from the heart. It is from the heart that evil thoughts and deeds arise, and often in conjunction with the tongue or the swift feet or the evil thoughts that are acted upon. Proverbs talks a lot about the heart and the tongue. There are over 70 references to the heart. The heart's where it all begins at. We've got to be careful about our heart. I always think that God's going to look at our heart, and He's going to know what kind of person we are, whether we're a good person or a bad person, whether we've plotted against our fellow man, or we just not outwardly, we look good, but inwardly we're just rotten. God's going to know that. He already knows that. We got to be careful about that. We need to pray for those folks that know about these seven abominations, and if you know someone that's like that, or if you're like that, you need to change, and you need to pray that God will forgive you. Thank you for watching. I know this was a little bit longer lesson, but there's a lot of good things that we need to get in there. Please stay away from these seven things, and also keep family of Don Henniger, sympathy to them, and the family of Ray Moore. And please pray for all of the sick that I mentioned here. Pray for our servicemen and women and their first responders, and pray for the folks in Afghanistan. They're having a hard time right now being taken over. It's a bad situation. Thank you for watching. God bless. See you next time.